Good morning. Wednesday, August 12th. Starting my hike. Mentally, I need to get it together. I just got a big day ahead of me. Just packed up a wet tent. Got to figure out how people dry things out. I guess the sun should be out, so maybe when I take a break, I'll just bring things out of my pack and lay them out. I can't imagine back-to-back raining or waking up with it raining and trying to pack up. That would be very frustrating. All right, I have at least 18 miles today, which is why mentally that's a long day. It's about 6:30, probably 6:40 by now. I had to walk that half mile out of the blue trail. So let's get this going. I know Pollyanna's dropping my suitcase off today to my car, and she will hike Mount Greylock. I'll be doing that on Friday. I have a couple of climbs today. When I do climbs, it's very slow, and I breathe hard, and I don't think I'm eating well enough. So all of that combined is causing me problems. All right, I gotta start climbing. You can hear Highway 20 in the background. Guess we're near the Berkshires, wherever that is. So I don't mean to be a downer. I need Pollyanna's spirit, but I just wanted to make sure that I stay real. Not every day is a great day out here, and some days you do want to quit. And I have to say, I'm the only one putting the pressure on. Nobody else. I mean, I have spiderwebs, choices I can make. I could stop today. I could take a zero today. There's a town up here somewhere. I could take a break, come back at it, or I could just get through the day and tomorrow and get to my car on Friday, and I'm sure everything will be better. All right, I do need to get water. It looks like I'm on a stream here. All right, we got a running stream, and water's a little scarce sometimes, so I'm going to stop here. And of course, it never fails. As soon as you get water, you're going to go up a big hill. So I will be fully loaded as I go up that hill. So I was reflecting a little on my equipment. Everything stinks, by the way. My backpack really stinks. Sweating in it every day. I gotta try to get that cleaned up, I guess, after I get the north section done. Everything smells. My sleeping mat too. As far as equipment goes and how it's holding up, and what you have spares of, I'm a little concerned on my CNOC bladder. If it were to get a hole, I don't have a backup. All I have is my water bladder, and the same with the water bladder. If I get a hole there, or one of the parts malfunctions, then I don't have a spare. I do want to get a spare for the mouthpiece, and maybe I need to carry the Sawyer squeeze bag just in case my CNOC doesn't work right. Thought I felt spraying early this morning when I was filtering, and anyway, if it gets a hole, we're in trouble. All right, it looks like I'm getting ready to cross a road. I passed over apparently the Massachusetts Turnpike. I thought that was 20, but I think it was the Turnpike. So getting ready to go do some climbing with a fully loaded pack. My goal is at K Wood Shelter. Let's see if I can do it. 16 miles means I've already completed 2 something. And like I said, the climb starts up this mountain. All right, here we go. Still going up. I got 3/10 more to get to the top. And as you can guess, the sweat is dripping off of me. Oh, this is getting old. Jeez. I made it to the top. There are no views. So now I'm heading down and up, down and up, down and up. I'll see how it goes. I got under 15 to go to the shelter. I shouldn't count that way. Oh, and Fiona, I've been counting, which means that's one way to take the hardness and distract myself. I count going up the hills, and it also gives me, by the count number, a knowledge of about how much further I have to go. So that's my technique for managing the toughness, I guess. People have different techniques. What is yours? I think Tina counts, but she counts different than I do. Let me know. I was just reflecting what's different about the hike. You know, starting out with 0 miles versus over that. Have I reached my... I'll be 700 soon. Anyway, it's eventually it becomes about the miles, which is something I don't really like. When you first get on the trail, everything is new, and you're doing maybe 10 miles, 12, and if you get 12, you're all excited. As you get further along, you know, if you're gonna get the Katahdin, whether it's a FlipFlop or a through hike from the south, you're always worried about that date and averaging at least 14, if not more, when you count the 0 days. Sorry, I had a big old deer fly land on me. So, you know, and right now I've got a deadline on. I'm trying to get to my car by Friday. So in the end, it is all about the miles, and it takes some of the fun away. So, I mean, at least I went for a swim yesterday. If I was doing this in sections, I guess the question is, would I stop and do other things? Take more blue trails. So there was a pond where I had trail magic the other day, 3 days ago or so, and I didn't stop. I would have stopped if I had time. So, something to be aware of, and you have to decide what's important for you. Right now I gotta get to my car by Friday. So it's about the miles. Some of you may be wondering what's so special about Friday. Well, originally I had told my friends Terry and Lisa that I would meet them at a hostel on the Vermont side, but close to Hanover, New Hampshire, so that we could start hiking the New Hampshire section. Well, that originally was supposed to be Thursday, and then I moved it to Friday because it was slower than expected. And then I moved it to meet them on Saturday. So that's why I need to get to my car on Friday. I need to get organized, hopefully get laundry done. Plus I have to drive from North Adams up to the New Hampshire border with Vermont. So I got a busy day on Friday. I'm hoping to keep it to less than 10 miles to get out, so I don't spend the whole day hiking and then have to be up half the night doing everything else. So that's what's going on with Friday. So I just came upon Finnerty Pond. So putting on my Pollyanna hat. Part of the reason I am on the trail is to see things that not many people get to see. And I love it, like when you can get to views like this. I mean, I'm the only one here right now. It's amazing. I like it when you can get to the top of mountains and have a break and eat lunch overlooking the scenery. Those are the things that I like. I will laugh about this one day. I just got turned around a little and I was starting to head back to that pond. There was a tree over the trail, and it was the tree that normally had the marker on it. So I thought that way was blocked, that you're not supposed to go that way. But I realized it before too long, so... And I gotta remember Gut Hooks does have a... what do you call it? An arrow that will tell you the direction you're going, depending on how you hold your phone. So I'll pay attention to that a little bit more. Oh boy. All right, lots of slick roots. And by the way, rocks never go away. Been climbing over them all morning. All right. Poor thing. This is 7 miles in. It's a beaver bog. I got like 2.3 to get to the first shelter, which I want to take a nice long break at. See if I can dry out some stuff while I have a snack. But I may have to take a break before that. Just a quick one. I stopped at the October Mountain Shelter water source, sat down and had a little bit to eat, and 2 lady section hikers came by, and their names were Caboose, real name Janine, and Beth's name was Blisters. So they're doing this section, but I don't think they'll get to the other shelter today. They'll stop somewhere in between and just camp or hammock. They seemed like they were having fun, enjoying it, taking their time. So, yeah, they seem pretty nice. So, I have 9 miles to go, but I keep running into a lot of rocks, which will slow me down. So 9 miles means at least 6 hours, and it's already 12:30. So I also may not make it to that shelter. So I did fill up on water just to make sure I have water in case I need to stop and just camp somewhere. It's supposed to be rolling hills for the next couple miles, but we'll see. All these roots and rocks. All right, I'm heading to the right. contemplated calling the shuttle. It seems harder than just to go up the mountain. I got 4 miles to the shelter. If I do an hour a mile, hopefully I can do better than that, but it'll be 7 o'clock by the time I get there. So it seemed easier to try to do the mountain. I also had a snack. Maybe that'll get me going here. Some peanut butter on a bagel. Just finishing that up. Whew, my motivation. Digging deep. All right. I thought it was further than this. So I made it out to be this huge ordeal. But, I mean, I'm breathing hard, but still. All right. This is the top, I guess, of the hill. This is a power line, and means I'm less than a half a mile from the shelter. I passed 2 girls who are doing a section hike, Grace and Brook. I think they're going to be camping at the same shelter. All right, I'm almost there. Kaywood Shelter. Now this is the shelter. Water is down in that ravine. Somewhere. All right. Nobody here. I'm gonna see about setting up my tent right here. We're here at, what's the name of the shelter?
Kaywood Shelter.
Kaywood Shelter.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah.
On Michigan Millie.
There you go. And when Michigan Millie came up, I'm going, I know I ran across you before. We still can't figure out where it was, but I know we were going in opposite directions. And I was going uphill and you were going down. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about how you got to the trail or why you're on trail.
Okay, well, I've been wanting to hike the AT for several years now. Been preparing for about 5 years. And things worked out this year. In January, I was about to quit, put my 2 weeks in, and I got laid off. So I was really happy about that. And I got 30 miles in Georgia before they shut the trail down because of the virus. And then I started back again in Harper's Ferry in May. And I'm out here because I want to. And also, one of my best friends killed himself last year, and he never got to finish the trail. He only got about 500 or so miles in twice. So this is also for him.
Sorry to hear that. Mm-hmm. So your name, Michigan Millie, mm-hmm. How did you come across that name?
I was hiking last year in Virginia, and I camped with a group of Boy Scouts, and I came into camp and I had my bandana on. I used to have long hair. And they said I looked like Rosie the Riveter, you know. So they wanted to give me a name kind of like that. So they came up with Michigan Millie, because I live in Michigan. And Millie rhymes with, well, starts with an M at least. So, crazy story.
So on the trail, so you've been on the trail for a little while. How many miles do you have in? About?
I think over 550 now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So mishaps on the trail, is there any that come to mind?
Yes, currently, back in Connecticut, my tent poles finally broke. My tent's like about 5 years old. So I mailed them off to Big Agnes. They're gonna fix them for free. And just about a week ago now, I got my new tent poles, and a couple days ago I went to set up my tent and they were the wrong size. So I still don't have a tent, but that's okay. They said they're gonna make it up to me, and I have faith. Kind of stupid, probably, but I have faith that they're gonna make it right.
Now
they're
you're
good company.
You'll have to coordinate again somehow.
Mhm.
That's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a highlight from the trip. Is
Highlight.
there anything that stands out for you?
Yeah, I met this man in Pine Grove Furnace State Park. He was just out section hiking, and he asked if I was a thru hiker, and he handed me a $100 bill.
Wow.
And a ticket, like a little piece of paper for a free sandwich at a deli in New Jersey. This was right after I had heard about the Deli a Day Challenge in New Jersey. So whenever I made it up to New Jersey to this deli, I got my free sandwich. And the owner knew that man. And the next day I was about 2-3 miles into my day, and he was sitting in the middle of the trail waiting on me.
Oh.
And so we hiked for a while, and he ended up giving me quite a bit more money and taking me back to the deli. It was really cool.
Wow.
There's a lot, but that's a big one.
Yeah.
That was very kind.
No, I appreciate you letting me interview you. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
And I've enjoyed talking with you tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to
know
see you again.
All
We're
right.
gonna figure out where we
I
met
know.
up.
I'll figure it out. A couple of other people here. We have section hikers. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Grace.
I'm Brooke.
Brooke. And is this your first section?
Yes and no. So when we were we used to go to sleepaway camp together in the Berkshires, and so we wanted to do the Massachusetts section because it's very near and dear to our heart because of our camp, and because we couldn't go to camp this year because it was canceled because of COVID. And so when we were 16, we went. Was it your first?
It was my
yeah,
first.
we went on our
yeah.
first overnight backpacking trip, and so we did 3 days at the southern part of Massachusetts doing like the Mount Race area, and then down into Connecticut to Bear Mountain too. And so yeah, that was really awesome. And then this past summer I led 14-year-old campers in the same area run there too, and you did some
Yeah,
hiking too.
yeah. So it's been really great to be back in the Berkshires. This is our first year in like about 10 years that we haven't been at our summer camp, so it's definitely a big change because we're usually there all summer. So yeah, like Brooke said, the Berkshires are very near and dear to our hearts, and it's been hard to like not be here the whole summer, so getting back on the trail has been really good for us.
So you guys have known each other for quite a while then, it sounds like.
Yeah. We didn't become friends until what, like 4 or 5 years ago, 2016. But
Was that through high school or?
no,
Just through camp, yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. So what do you like about getting out here?
Well, I don't know. I think this is my longest hike so far. We're doing 6 days. And I think when we went with larger groups of people, I didn't like that as much because you don't get to, communicate and like work with a smaller group or like a partner as much.
Yeah.
So I think Brooke and I have learned to like work well with each other even through this. Whereas when you're with a bigger group, it's a little harder to do that.
What are you finding to be the tough part about this?
Well, Grace has a hard time waking up in the morning.
Call me out, Brooke.
I think the hardest part for me is just trying to worry less about everything. Since I feel like I'm used to getting out here and being responsible for 10, 14-year-old girls who complain a lot, I just feel like I think a lot about other people's needs and try and to just kind of push any of my own personal needs out of the way. And so I think when we get out here, just the two of us, I'm able to have a lot more fun and just personal reflection and thinking about personal growth.
I appreciate you also letting me interview you.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys have a great hike and a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.